Hello, everyone. My name is John K. Brown, and I'm here to talk to you about generational differences within the workplace. And that I hope you will understand as well as I do that having different generations in the workplace is a very valuable resource. So, I guess the best place to start would be what is exactly generational diversity? Generational diversity is when you have a wide range of people that vary in age and being represented in the same workforce. Right out of the gate, the first thing to know that there are multiple different generations. You have the silent generation, which is the more seasoned of us. Most of them are now retired. The baby boomers, the 1946 to 64, they are the finer aged ones. Then you have the Generation X and the millennials. That would be probably most of us. Now, with all these different names and designations, why does it even matter? Why does it even matter that we represent them in the workplace or even hire them in that case? Well, at work, you want a wide range of ideas, opinions, and etc. with whatever your business is in. So if there are a lot of different perspectives from each of the different generations, each of them are unique, and that uniqueness can help the company grow, expand, and overcome any obstacles in the future. Now, of course, as with anything, different people comes different opinions and ways of life, things of that nature. And to follow suit, there will be pros and cons of having different ages, backgrounds, and generations that are currently in your workforce. Now, some of the pros are that their differences drive innovation. You know, people are always trying to outdo each other. And of course, the younger ones are always trying to find the more new, fresh, hip ideas, while the older generations are just saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Of course, um, or they just try to outdo the new ones to make themselves more relevant and give themselves a place and a job. They can build a healthy talent pipeline, which they can tap into the wide range of knowledge and ideas from each generation and have a distinct advantage for a future ready workforce. And it also helps employers reduce hiring costs and focus their resources on training new employees and the courses that they will be in. And of course, sharing is always caring. It's always a great option, no matter if you're young or old. Sharing will always be caring, like we're all taught from a young age. The more that people interact with each other in the office, the more they can understand and learn from each other's insights and perspectives. So, of course, with positives come negatives. To start off, some people find it difficult to communicate with their coworkers of different generations because the age groups are just so vastly different, which is hardly surprising, of course. You have people who work tooth or nail to work from the ground up, but then you also have people that might try to build on top of those ideas, and try to add on to their successes and make their lives easier. And obviously, there's a clear vocabulary boundary where the newer ages sometimes have slang and terms that the older do not understand. Sometimes they even speak inappropriately in odd situations. To the more seasoned of us, they might speak more professionally, essentially, and more straightforward. And lastly, and maybe even the biggest to consider, is just the respect. You know, um, Respect is always appreciated and always necessary. If you don't give respect, you will not get respect. And sometimes you'd have to change how you view certain things and communicate in the style and manner of the other person, and in this case, the other generation. Having friendly debates with your colleagues can go a long way. Just don't let it get out of hand. This molds nicely and kind of folds in with how we should embrace each age for their strengths and weaknesses. All the generations covered are different from each other. As well, for example, the silent generation are also known as the truth and the traditionalists. They are hardworking, have strong willpower, and loyal to a fault, always respectful to authority, and we should embrace that. Now, the other generations are not very different. The silent generation are, mm, they're they're the first. They've been there, they lived that, they've done that. The baby boomers are strictly goal oriented. They're competitive and they value relationships. They understand that without getting to know people, you won't get anywhere. The Gen X's are fairly flexible. They have the mindset of work hard, play hard, and are always very individualistic. If you give them a goal, they will work towards it. They might not always work so well as a team, but when it comes to it, they will bring those separate ideas together and build something stronger. And that's always usually a good idea. Now, Generation Y, they have been talked about and written countless times due to their value of collaboration and teamwork. They believe that salary isn't really everything, and that if you love your job, you don't even think of it as work because you'll love to be there, you'll love to be with the people around them, and such a more positive work environment. And last but not least, then you have Generation Z. They're very tech savvy, notable for being born in this new crazy fangled life, as you should say. They're great with their technology. They know how to search for things so rapidly. If they don't understand something, they will do whatever it takes to figure out how to do it. Inserting anyone into the workplace is always difficult, but learning how to manage it can be very rewarding, of course. Obviously, what you need to do in today's world is generational integration. The generational diversity in the workplace is growing rapidly in any place you will look at. Companies today simply employ people of all generations, and it's no surprise that each has its own benefits and are important. So you want to adapt your recruiting strategies and you want to do things that will help you in the long run. It never be totally one side of one generation or another. You want people from all generations, and who knows, maybe some ages were raised differently to where they might get along with a different age group. It happens more often than not. No stereotyping whatsoever. And that's not just for generational, might be a little bit off topic, but race, age, gender, you don't need it because it just brings the whole company down. Obviously, people want different things most of the time, and some generations have the more general assumptions about what they want to customize their approach in the workplace. Figuring out the right communication style is always key. It's different talking to a 40-year-old than a 20-year-old, obviously. So you want to try to mold yourself into that person that they wouldn't mind talking to. Now, lastly, you have to figure out what generational diversity in the workplace can offer you. It can often be challenging for both employers and employees. It has a strong competitive edge. Many companies today, and pretty much all successful ones, have different generations in their workplace. It's the best option, honestly. By celebrating collaboration and keeping the lines of communications open, you can get ahead of any potential conflicts before they even arise and report them and reap all the benefits. And finally, integration in any way, shape, or form, whether it be age, color, background, anything, can be used as a tool to further the growth of your company and even just your lifestyle in general. So, that was my presentation. Thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a nice day.